But then we also have our armrests, which is nice.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I do like the armrest.
Yep.
Which is separate than the...
Yep. So I don't have to worry about you telling me to move my arm when you need a center console.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that something?
Keeping marriages together.
Chrysler, one minivan at a time.
One minivan at a time. That's the new slogan.
Yes. Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there is Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And we are in the ultimate family vehicle, that being the granddaddy of the segment. We are in the 2025 Chrysler Pacifica Limited all-wheel drive, and in this video we're going to tell you what this vehicle is like for our family of three, and she's going to try and sell me on one. All right, Holly, you are notoriously a fan of the minivan segment. Chrysler invented the minivan segment with the Dodge Caravan and the Plymouth Voyager back in 1984. And now their sole remaining vehicle in the Chrysler lineup is a minivan. There are technically three variations of it. They have one called the Voyager that has a different face, but it's the same. And then they've got the plug-in hybrid, which we've tested. And this one, the fully gas model with Stow and Go.
With Stow and Go.
Which we will get into all of. Yes. But I want to know your thoughts. I know we compared every single minivan last time we saw this one, but what are your thoughts of the styling of this Pacifica Limited all-wheel drive with the S Sport Appearance Package?
S Sport Appearance. I'm not sure, just looking at it, I would know what features were the Sports Appearance Package.
The black wheels, the black badges.
Okay.
It really kind of makes it, especially here in this white, it looks kind of Stormtrooper-esque. Black and white.
Yeah, black and white. But I guess you could get it on other color. Yeah, and then besides that, the general styling of the outside is what you would expect a minivan to look like. Looks like a minivan.
Yeah. Not trying
Which is not a bad thing.
Yep.
Not trying to do anything too crazy.
Looking at you, Kia.
Are you talking about the Carnival?
Yeah. They're
you think
calling
it
an
too crazy?
MPV. They want it to be considered a crossover.
Kia doesn't have a minivan.
No. Wink, wink.
So I think it's a look that is widely appealing to
families.
A big audience. The look.
Yeah. But more strategically, they are coming after families. There's a lot of family first features in this that we will talk about as we move inside. First and foremost, what are your thoughts of the design in here? Also with the S Appearance Package, we've got the black interior. So it's black
interior. Yeah, but the seats are nice.
Yeah.
We always complain about how hot the seats get, but this is, they're nice and comfy.
Leather wrapped.
So they shouldn't get too hot, and we've got heated and ventilated seats in case they do get hot. But what I really like are the actual gauges up here, and not only that, they've got a blue light behind them, so that looks fun and sporty. Yeah, and then other than that, I wish they would have done a little bit more on the design and not just all black, but you do have like the cream stitching here and the silver. There's gloss black all up here, which we don't love, but there are actual buttons, which we do love. So there's some give and take here. The overall look is very nice.
Yeah.
And I have held to, and I continue to say this, is that most people who have a 3-row SUV would be better served with a minivan. Like it or not, you would like a minivan better, especially if you are someone who has, a lot of kids with child safety seats that are still in car seats. You would be better served with a minivan than an SUV.
She's teeing me up for the next segment here. We've got a lot to talk about in those back 2 rows, from the Stow and Go to the installation of Tucker's child safety seat. So why don't we momentarily hop back there and see what it's like putting all the seats down to really make the most of the storage space in here, and then putting in Tucker's child safety seat. All right, Holly, it's the 20th anniversary of what?
The Stow and Go feature.
Yes, so we actually have already seen this exact minivan at the Texas Auto Writers Auto Roundup, where you and Tucker did what?
We did the Stow and Go challenge, and you can find that on my Instagram page at Female Consumer.
There you go. But yes, this does have class exclusive Stow and Go seating. So I've already pushed the button here to move the passenger seat forward. And then you just lift up the floor, pull the latch, and I'm gonna do this on the other side to give y'all a better view. But we're putting all the seats down here in this one. So there we've got Tucker's seat completely stowed in the floor. And then we'll come over here, do the exact same thing. There's a button here on the B pillar, moves the front seat out of the way, little latch right here, massive in-floor storage down here. This is not available on the e-hybrid models, only on the gas models, but then just the pull of one strap, the seat goes into the floor, and with a little coercion, boom, you have completely flat floors in here. And on top of that, while we're here in the second row, this has the Stow and Vac, really onto that branding. So we've got a attachment here, we've got an extendable hose, and a power button. You can see Tucker's already made a mess here in the van, so I can use the van to clean the van. And it's a decent vacuum. We'll get crumbs up, no problem. Stuck in dirt, maybe a little bit more of an issue, but very grateful that Tucker left me this opportunity to show y'all exactly how you can clean out the van using the tools just built into the van. So very nice. And with an extendable cord, let's see, I left a little bit of a mess up front here. Will it reach? Maybe come through here? It's a little bit of a stretch, but it does get to the front seats as well. Very nice and convenient. We're not done yet, though, with all of the cool features and class exclusive features of this Chrysler minivan. I will also say we do have a brush in here as well. So lots of different hiding spots for tools and whatnot here in this one. I'm going to come back to that. But here in the way back, you thought the second row seats were well and good into the floor, but we can actually do that here very easily. One strap for each of the back seats. I prefer this fold down method to what Toyota and Kia use, where it actually tumbles backwards. Now Honda does it one better because you can actually sit back here in a tailgate style seat. Chrysler used to do that when this was a town and country, but we don't get that anymore. And now look at how much space we've got in there. Tons and tons and tons of space. And now that we've got all the seats in the floor, I guess I got to pull them back up because I've got to show you how to do Tucker's child safety seat.
You mean it doesn't go right there on the side of the van?
No. But before I bring in Tucker's child safety seat, I do want to talk about some of the features of the second row here. First and foremost, we have the optional rear seat entertainment, 2 individual screens back here, which one-ups all the other brands with the drop-down single screen from the roof. So that is very nice. That does allow for the massive panoramic roof in this, which you don't get in a lot of its competition. You get some storage back here, HDMI and auxiliary and power ports back here. And then on the back of the center console, cup holders that deploy all the way back here, a little bit of hidden storage down there as well. Very nice, very cool. And before I do anything else, I want to show that if Tucker's child seat were in this second row of seats, it makes it very easy to get into the back without having to remove the seat, though check with your child seat manufacturer before doing anything like that. And then, of course, the requisite power sliding doors. You can't have a minivan without power sliding doors. We also have sunshades, though we still get a little bit here on the sides. We have roll down windows that go a fair bit of the way down. You can see, I guess I can drop that out of your way now. We've got the window there. Heated outboard seats, the button is here on the door, which is very nice. Air vents in the ceiling, which we really like. You can control the rear seat AC from the screen up there, or we've got some ceiling mounted controls right there. But now I'm gonna climb out towards you, put Tucker's seat back in its upright position, and show you what it's like putting a child safety seat here in the Pacifica. We have road tripped one of these across the US down Route 66, and the Stow and Go also provides a great storage area when the seat is up. We put all his muddy shoes and boots down there when we went to the Grand Canyon, which actually worked out very well for us. And then out of sight, out of mind, you just close the floor around it. But this is Tucker's Graco Extend-A-Fit child safety seat, the same one he rode in when he was rearward facing. We'll go ahead and do rear facing first, and you can see tons of space, plenty of room. I can still ride exactly where I've been riding this entire video, and doesn't touch. Plenty of room, like it a lot. So we'll go ahead now, turn it around. We will drop the top tether back behind, and the lower latches are in between the seat bottom and seat back here. They're fairly well exposed, so pretty easy to install there. We can tighten it up very easily from the side here. And now that top tether situation, like I showed you before, the seat folds forward, maintains its shape so you can keep the child seat in place. The top tether is actually fairly low on the back of the seat. Fairly simple installation process, fairly thin seat itself, so it can stow and go in the floor, but very convenient, very easy to install here, just as easy to get out. One last cool feature back here that came in handy when we road tripped it, we do have a 3-prong power outlet right there. We had a portable fridge in there the last time we took one of these on a massive road trip. So clearly there is a lot to like from the Chrysler Pacifica, the granddaddy of all minivans. It started here first with Chrysler. All right, Tucker, what are your thoughts back there from your child safety seat in the second row?
Well, I love it, and I really like that there's a TV built into the back of the seat.
You get your own TV too. You don't have to share it. If somebody was riding on the other side, y'all could each watch your own thing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Which is what we did when we did Route 66. My mom was on one side, Tucker was on the other side, watching their own shows.
And then we are able to keep an eye on what Tucker is doing back there thanks to FamCam. So in this ceiling behind the massive panoramic glass roof, there is a camera mounted to the ceiling that shows all 5 seats back there. And I can see sort of what Tucker's doing back there from over top of his head.
You would definitely be able to see a forward or a rear facing seat.
Yes.
Better.
I would have loved FamCam 7 years ago.
Yeah, we tried so many different options to be able to see his face, and just none of them were good.
Right.
None of them were good.
Now, Honda has cabin watch, Kia has a camera, Toyota has a camera. This is the only one that's mounted behind the second row of seats. All the rest are looking at their faces all the way. So this is a really good option for rear-facing car seats. And when they get older, I mean, I can still see what's going on back there. I can see what he's watching from this screen right here, or I can actually go into media and literally see what he's watching here through the rear seat family controls. I can turn his screen off if I wanted to. Looks like his screen is actually on right now. So we can control and allow permissions from up here through the Uconnect system. We also have a Stow and vacuum in there.
Yeah.
First vehicle we've ever tested for a full week that has its own vacuum. Which,
that is nice.
Yeah, I mean,
that is super nice, and it's easy enough for a kid to use.
Yeah. I mean, you pull it out, we push
Even
a button,
better.
and you
That is one thing. Like, if you are a mom, let me tell you, a feature of minivans that I don't think enough people are talking about is that they are low enough to the ground where your kids can get themselves in and out of the car and the car seats. But not only that, is they can help load stuff because it's low enough. Because one of my biggest complaints about some of the big SUVs is they're so tall. And I am short, but trying to get a car seat in and out of some of these big SUVs is just a beating.
Yeah.
But the minivans make it so much easier.
Yeah, the loaded height is good. The space inside is good. The fuel economy is decent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot to love about this platform. Speaking of other things to love, storage up front here. We've talked about storage in the back, but we've got multiple tiers in the doors.
Yeah.
We've got storage here, hidden storage here, because we know how much you like to hide stuff. We've got a pass-through down here. Is it a little too small for you with your seat in here?
Yeah, you have to move the seat back to...
I can get to it
Get
easily
in
from
there.
where I am, but yes,
Yeah.
your sitting position.
This is a bit small too.
Yes. So Chrysler actually has 3 different center console options. I think this is the mid-tier version.
Okay.
So they've got another one, but then we also have our armrests, which is nice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I do like the armrest.
Yep.
Which is separate than the...
so I don't have to worry
Console.
about you telling me to move my arm when you need a center console.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that something?
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Keeping marriages together.
Chrysler, one minivan at a time.
One minivan at a time. That's the new slogan.
Yes. All right. Other things as we're preparing to turn on the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas. What has it been like as we get stopped at the light here, driving it around? The power delivery, does it feel slow and sluggish? Like it's too heavy for the engine? What are your feelings? as you
No,
drive
it feels actually light.
Yeah.
But not like I'm gonna veer off the road. So just right
Okay.
in the power delivery. It is long. It's a minivan, so that is something that I would have to get used to, and that when I was switching lanes earlier, had to focus on making sure I had enough space back there in front of the other car to switch lanes.
All right, Tucker, we're on the brick streets. How's your wobbly head back there?
It's smooth.
Yeah. Holly?
It is smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, that long wheel. Wait.
Oh.
That long wheelbase you were talking about means it is a more smooth ride because they're able to stretch it out. Center of gravity's down really low as opposed to those big tall SUVs you were talking about earlier. So again, everything just kind of works.
Get some reverb here.
Yeah. It is a big tuning fork. It's a big hollow tube. But yes, for the most part, like it rides.
And the road
through.
noise, I mean, we're saying that, but the road noise is not bad at all.
So it's funny that you say you would have to get used to driving this because yes, you would have to get used to driving this.
You would have to get used to driving this.
Yeah, but
The Bronco's not quite as long,
true.
but the Hummer is.
Yeah,
It's not as long, but huge.
Interestingly, we traded from a Hummer to this. Very different driving position, style, feel, everything. For one, to make the most of the interior space here, we're sitting really close to the front axle and really far from the back axle. So
Yes.
going over bumps, it's a different sensation. You
It
know
is.
you're in a different part of the vehicle driving this one around. But still very good. How's visibility out for you?
Visibility is really good. And well, I know we talked about it when we were in the back seat, but you've got the shades
Mm-hmm.
for the back seat and the back seat.
Yep, both cars have some.
So
shades.
that's nice. But the windows, I mean, the whole side is practically a window.
I mean,
So
practicality is literally the name of the game with minivans.
Mm-hmm.
It is what they were designed to do: be the most practical vehicle on the
And
road.
versatile.
Yes,
Versatile as far as space configuration
I know
goes.
companies that use these over trucks for work vehicles because you can store all the seats in the floor,
Mhm.
and if you need to, you pull them up. And again,
Mhm.
versatility
Versatility.
and very useful. So
Yeah. So all you people with
hang-ups.
hang-ups on a minivan, get over it because you're gonna love it. I promise.
It's people my age because we grew up with a 1992 Plymouth Grand Voyager, and they had a stigma by the time we got old enough to
It's
be
silly.
interested in cars ourselves. And we're like, we don't want a minivan. But now, as we
so
have
nice.
kids
You can
on our-
open the side doors
Yeah.
just from up here.
you and I talked to my brother and his family into a minivan, so we're believers.
We've talked how many people into minivans?
Several.
Three or four
Yeah,
people into
several.
minivans. Because they're just so great. And okay, so here's a little glimpse into how my brain works.
Mhm.
Is I don't even really prefer going to restaurants like Raising Cane's
Okay.
because they only have chicken.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A is the only exception. But it's not that I don't like the chicken. I do. But what if I get there and I decide I don't want chicken? They don't have other options. It's all chicken. So in a car, I like options.
Okay, I was trying to figure where you're going, how we're getting back to
There
cars.
you go. I like options.
Yeah.
So I like the versatility of you can have seats up, you can have no seats, you can have some seats, you can have
one seat.
one seat.
I will
You
say.
can fit 8 people, you can fit 2 people.
Well, 7 people on this.
Okay, 7.
So, funny story along those routes. When I was a youth pastor, I drove many a minivan to youth events and such, and with Stow and Go, we had all the seats, the second row seats in the floor, and it's 6 foot plus teenagers sitting in the way back, all sprawled out, very comfortable.
Yeah.
And he preferred it. He
Yeah.
liked that.
Yeah.
He wanted to ride away back there because of that.
Well, even when we did our Route 66 trip and we were packing,
Mhm.
we're like, oh, do you think we'll need this?
Throw it in there.
Pack it.
All right.
We might.
Speaking of road trips, the fuel economy on this, we have the gas-only version, 3.6 liter V6, one of 3 V6s left in the segment. Toyota's gone all 4-cylinder. 17 city, 25 highway, 20 combined. We also did half a Route 66 in the plug-in hybrid, but you can go check that video out. We're averaging 16.8 right now, which is okay, but not the best. But we are also in town, which is closer to the 17, so, I mean, we're there. All right, Tucker, you want to do the price? See it in that box?
Ooh, oh,
You see it in the box?
yeah.
Okay. All right, Holly. So as we got this one, I assessed this situation. This is the mid trim. This is limited. Pinnacle is up above it, as the name implies. And I did not know the price, and I did a little game myself. So I've got the number I said I would pay this much and probably not any more for this. But what is your number for this minivan?
This is my number of what I think it is.
Okay.
Not what I would pay.
Okay.
And no more. 55.
Ooh, higher.
Higher?
Okay, higher.
Okay, 61. Lower, 57.
Jumping all around. Tucker, bail her out.
59.165.
Okay.
So 59,165. My guess was 56. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
this trim not being the tippy top, I would probably go 56. This is a little bit above that, but we do have the optional screens back
Do you have a
here.
screen?
So there are a few add-ons with this one.
I would love a head-up display at almost 60.
At almost 60,000. This is a little more than what I said I would pay no more than, but it is still within the realm of, I would be very happy with this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's got the heated ventilated seats with like that two-person memory. Apple
Stow and go.
Apple CarPlay.
Stow and go back.
Stow and back.
Oh, stow and back.
Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, panoramic sunroof, FamCam. Like, what more do we need? Head-up display. That's
Head-up
about
display.
it.
That's about it. Yeah.
But
I mean, I'd love massage seats, but I just don't think you're going to get that in the 50s.
yes.
Maybe.
So,
I don't know.
on that note, if you want to see more from us, including where we compare all 4 major minivans head to head, be sure and hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell. Find all of our family reviews here on the channel. You can find Holly over on Facebook and Instagram at Female Consumer. You can find Tucker's YouTube channel at Tucker's Talk on YouTube. And then you can find all things GT Garage Talk at Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it. Everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. But as for us, in the ultimate family vehicle, until next time, gearheads.
Bye.